protecting his face. So it's a grey area. I don't know what it says in the rule book about are you allowed for free kicks hold your arm in front of your face.
But again, is that something that if it was implemented as a rule, which as far as I know it isn't, but surely that's something that would be open to abuse?
I don't think so. Like, you know, if you're standing on the wall of free kick, there's nothing. If you don't have your hand there, it's hitting your face. So if you're protecting your face, how is it open to abuse? Open to abuse would be going like that or whatever, and then you can see that, and you can see it on the replays. The referee will be able to see it, he'll be standing right there. So I think it's just a case of common sense in that situation. You have to let a player, as you said, the way players are striking now harder and harder. You do it in training. You practice free kicks. You're in a wall and you stand there like this because obviously you're not going to let someone hit you in the head in training. But you have to practice it, and it should. Listen, in cases like that in a match, it's 10 yards away. That's coming at probably 80 miles an hour. You know, what do you want? Do they want the player lying on the floor and go, well, it's not a penalty, but you got a serious concussion from it?
But is it hard to point the finger at the referee to say, well, he shouldn't have given that because he just applied the letter of the law, really? I
think we just have pointed the finger at the referee. No, I think, like Kevin says, I just think it's common sense. It's not outstretched. It's hard from the angles there, but if the ball doesn't hit him in the arm, it's hitting him in the face or the side of the head. So he's every right to protect his head, for me. So again, it's rule book stuff. What's the clarity on penalties? I know you said at the minute it touches his hand, but it's not outstretched, it's not away from his body. I remember 2012, Kalina came out and spoke to us, and he was talking about, you know, centimetres away from your body, arms, it's definitely a penalty. Like, that's not away from, it's just blocking here. So
well, how come this hasn't arisen before? I mean, players are.
That's 9 years ago.
Yeah. Right. Okay, why do the rules never change if this is so significant and so important, particularly in these days where there are concerns about concussion?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say it will. You know, talking about common sense, it takes a while for things to filter through. You know, it takes people talking about it, probably more and more people discussing it and shows like this afterwards and saying, listen, that's a joke there, where he's just trying to physically protect his head, which UEFA and FIFA and all the associations are trying to take more and more seriously and trying to put the right protocols in place, which they are, and I think they're doing a really good job at it. But there's just another, you're always trying to improve, you're always trying to get to the next stage where you can help again, and there's just another instance where they could make just a little adjustment to the rules for the referee. Referees probably knows I'm getting assessed here. In the rule book, I have to give a penalty. He probably knows.
Do you know what it will take for something to change, for something to happen to a player? That's when they'll look at it and go, oh, OK, thank God, touch wood, nothing has. But that's all it will take. Somebody hitting a free kick, a Ronaldo or whatever, with that power, side of the head, absolute spark out. That's when they'll look at it. Whereas